this episode of RGB Adventures, we head to the California Redwoods. We left rainy Junction City, Oregon after getting our rig fixed, but that's another episode we'll come back to. We stopped at a rest area by Oakland, Oregon for a much-needed 12-hour break before our big push to the Lost Coast in California. On Highway 199, we took a break to move our cramped legs at $8 Mountain. The clouds parted and the sun beamed down as we explored the Botanical Wayside Boardwalk. Important note, there are only 2 parking spots at the top of the hill, one of which is a handicap spot. We highly suggest, if you're RVing it, to park at the Jeffrey Pine Loop trailhead across the street. This is a great stop for people with disabilities as it's a nice even boardwalk with a half-mile jaunt. It ends at a viewing platform that gives you a glimpse into Oregon landscape of madrones, pines, mantle rock, and a colony of insectivorous pitcher plants located at the base of the mountain. Head back across the street to the Jeffrey Pine Loop Trail for a 3.5-mile hike that meanders through rocks, serpentine habitats, historic mining ditch, and offers views of the Illinois River. Dogs are allowed. This parking lot could also be a potentially good boondocking spot, as there are no signs indicating you can't stay overnight. There's very little to no traffic during the winter season. After stretching our legs, we headed to the Smith River National Recreation Area. We scored on accidentally stopping at the Madrone River Access, which ended up being a 7-day free campground and the only one in the area. We had a beautiful spot next to the river with a view of a waterfall. I made the boys happy with some mushroom risotto in the Instapot and pulling out some beers. There are several cool trails, but we liked the 2-mile Myrtle Creek Interpretive Trail. It was designated a botanical area because of its unique environmental features and being along another ditch, mining ditch, and creek bed. We stopped at the ranger station at Gasquet, California, but they were closed. We were surprised to find, though, filtered water fountain where you can easily refill your water bottles and super clean bathrooms. We then ventured off to Crescent City to stock up on groceries, gas, and stop by the National Park Visitor Center. For those of you who are not aware, the Redwood National Park is shared with the California State Park system, so it doesn't charge an entrance fee, but there are day use fees at Jedediah Smith, Del Norte, and Prairie Creek State Parks, and of course overnight camping fees. We stopped at the following viewpoints and trails on our trip: Crescent Beach, Damnation Trail, The Overlook, Uroke Loop Trail, and Klamath River Overlook. Dogs are not allowed on these trails unless they are a service dog. We're fortunate Bodhi is. Dogs have to stay on paved roads and trails and be on a leash at all times. It's important to note, though, during the winter season, many of the campgrounds are closed or portions of the campground are closed. We were a little underwhelmed by the campgrounds. For $35, there's no hookups, showers are $1 for 5 minutes, and only a couple of water spigots where you can only conveniently fill by gravity. So we decided to boondock at the Redwood Casino Yurok Tribe. They are super friendly and happy to let you stay on their lot if you go inside and register. Once there, Greg went for a bike ride and I went for a run with Bodhi to check out the small reservation in the town of Klamath. While returning from my run, I ran into a tribe member carving out traditional redwood canoes. He explained to me that it used to take his ancestors 2 years to build a canoe, which now only takes him 3 months due to modern technology. He is one of the last members who knows how to make these canoes, and he's working hard with their tribal council to train the next generation. Unfortunately, it's hard to convince them to learn the trade, but he does have 2 apprentices in their program, and elementary children are always ready to learn and help out. He's working on getting 8 boats completed by April 2020, when they will start the Klamath River tours for tourists. You will get to enjoy a 2-hour tour, learning all cultural elements along the way. We've added a link to the blog for you to learn more. He shared with me that the Yurok tribe is the largest tribe in California with 5,000 members. The next day, we decided to check out a spot that freecampsites.net highlighted as a possible boondocking location. We went for a 3-mile run with Bodie at Flint Ridge. Flint Ridge is a backcountry hike-in camp spot where you have to get a permit from the visitor center. We recommend not to boondock here, as there are several signs that say no overnight camping in your vehicle, and rangers do check this spot often. It was interesting though to see the old Fern Bridge that in 1964 a massive flood came through and took the bridge out over the Eel River. From there, you need to make sure you take exit 765, the Newton B. Drury Scenic Parkway, instead of 101 to see big redwoods and participate in better hikes, and you'll have an opportunity to see elks grazing. We stopped at the Aw Paw, Big Tree Wayside, Prairie Creek, Elk Prairie, and Elk Meadows. There we saw many birds, mule deer, and elk. We really enjoyed the Big Tree Wayside, which had several trails like Cathedral and Circle to explore. You could see the redwoods so up close and personal. Bodie really liked exploring inside of the redwood trees, and we enjoyed seeing the huge old big tree that was quite gigantic. In addition to hiking, you can also mountain bike from Elk Prairie Campground to Gold Bluffs Beach. For those of you who are RVing it like us, the visitor center suggests not to head to Gold Bluffs Beach or Bald Hill Road because of seasonal road conditions. But if you're in a Sprinter van, you could try Bald Hill Road, but please turn around at Redwood Creek Overlook. The road gets really skinny moving forward. We decided to be safe and avoid the road and just stay on the 101. If you're an RVer, we also suggest do not go down Stone Lagoon. It is a steep one-way road that ends on sand, which could be very difficult to turn around and not get stuck. We were a little scared, but lucky. On the way out, we got to the top before a pickup tried to head down. We would not want to try and reverse down the hill. At the very bottom of the National Redwood Park, we enjoyed views and short walks at Big Lagoon and Patrick's Point. In our next episode, we'll tell you all about traveling through Humboldt State Park, the Avenues of the Giants, and heading down Highway 1. We want to say thank you to 10 Barrel Brewing in Oregon